Well, thank you guys for tuning in to last week's episode of Sports Talk Live. I'm your producer as well as your host this week, Paige Elliott. And we have the lovely Cortland Bragg here, assistant producer as well. So we hope you guys really enjoyed your Thanksgiving break. I know I did. How about you, Court?
I didn't have a break.
Really?
Yeah, being on the team.
Why not? Football?
Yeah, being on the team. We were here all week in the snow, practicing in the snow.
Wow.
Yeah, some of the biggest.
Snow already?
Yeah, snowing. But it was good.
Well, I know I just got done eating all my leftovers, so hope you guys definitely enjoyed yours as well and can get in the transition to finish out these last 2 weeks of school. I'm really excited about that.
All right, yeah.
2 more weeks senior year and off to the next semester. Well, this show coming up, we have the football team. We have 2 people. I'm not going to tell you who they are that are coming in here in the studio with us as well, but they're going to come in for an interview, talk about the game last week against Bloomsburg and then coming up this week against Shepherd as well. And then we're also going to move forward, talk about men's and women's basketball and talk a little bit about the Eagles against the Cardinals. So I guess you got to tune in to see what we're going to talk about.
So now we have our Westchester's own Golden Ram football players, Downtown, Timmy Brown, and Eddie Elliott, also known as E-Boogie, on the team. So, Timmy, where did you get your nickname from?
I got my nickname growing up playing Little League football. Most of the patterns and the running I did, I ran a lot of yards down the field.
Right.
So ever since then, the announcers used to call me Downtown. And
so this came from before you came to college?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're E-Boogie?
E-Boogie.
Where does that come from?
I got it in high school, like when Teach Me How to Dougie was coming out.
Okay.
They used to say, like, teach me how to boogie. So
Boogie?
that's how I know how to boogie.
So that pretty much carried on with you guys in college.
And it really sticks in our locker room. We don't really call Eddie. We call him E-Boog or Downtown Timmy Brown. The coaches accepted this too. So
wow. Well, he's a tight end,
right?
Sophomore, redshirt sophomore tight end, and then we have a sophomore Eddie Elliott here with us today. So pretty much we're gonna say a little bit. You guys played Bloomsburg. I mean, you guys lost to Bloomsburg one time around, so you're finally getting to play them again. You beat them. How does it feel?
Good. I mean, we knew we should have beaten the first time, but getting revenge is definitely sweet.
Right.
How you feel about
It definitely felt great. Bloomsburg, there's definitely a rivalry there. Going into the game, we know what we had to go against, and they were a big team, and they were awesome. So it's good to come away with a win.
Now, Tim, you had a big game.
Yeah, and also Timmy, I know for those who don't know or may not have seen Timmy Brown, he was sidelined through an injury. From my understanding, you hurt your kidney earlier in the season. So how does it feel getting back on the field and making such an impact against Bloomsburg?
I feel great now. I lacerated my kidney week 5 and missed 6 weeks. Actually, my first game coming back was the Bloomsburg game.
Oh, wow.
I was a little out of rhythm. I wasn't used to running around again, getting a contact. But then this week, going into the playoffs, I'm basically kind of a secret weapon because nobody knows about me because I haven't played all season. So
I mean, 5 catches for over 100 yards. You were key in this day. You were actually Ram of the Week. You were also something to brag about on our episode of WC Weekly. Yeah. So, I mean, you definitely were very impressive. And even you, Eddie, you had some big catches going towards the third down. I mean, you've been a weapon. You've been a receiver. You've been a running back. I mean, you've done it all. So, I mean, going into next week, you guys play Shepherd.
Yeah.
What's the game plan?
I think we're going to just keep it like we've been doing it, like passing the ball, balancing it with the run and stuff. Just got to stay basic and key to our fundamentals, and we should win.
Yeah, and Timmy, actually, we got a chance to see how Shepherd, they have the #1 defense in the country.
Yeah.
And you know that teams are going to key in on you. You know, as you said, you are the secret weapon. Teams haven't seen you. So, facing the #1 defense in the country, how do you feel that you need to adjust, knowing that teams are going to scout on you more?
Shepherd has probably the best D-line that we're going to face all season. They're big up front. But I think the best part about me coming out now is now that they notice me up the middle, it's going to open up for our receivers outside with the speed, like Eddie, Flav. A lot of other guys are going to have big games now because they're going to be targeting me. Right. I mean, I still expect to get the ball like anybody else. But we should be fine, I think.
Good.
Now, I'm really excited for this game. I watched it when you guys played on Bloom on TV. I was like screaming at the TV. I was so excited because, you had them in the beginning, and then all of a sudden they came and scored 3 touchdowns in the 4th quarter. What was going through your mind on the field when you saw them slowly coming back and, you realized that they had the ball?
I knew we were going to pull it out. I mean, they can't really run with us. They shouldn't have beat us the first time, like I said. So we just stayed strong, stayed positive, and came out with the W.
Now, Eddie, last year, you were one of the only freshmen that actually got a lot of playing time, and then this year your role has increased. And speaking of next year, have Rondell White graduating and other people. What do you think your role is going to be on the team next year?
I'll probably have a bigger role next year, playing more running back than just receiver. I'm ready for it. I've been ready for it, so it won't be that much of a difference. But I'm glad the coaches are getting some trust in me.
Awesome.
Eddie, going into next week, you seem like you're a mismatch against a lot of defenses, especially against Bloomsburg. I feel like they tried maybe several different players, and you came out on top. Beating them and going deep, and you're really shifty. So going against Shepherd, that they're gonna key in on you.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like you're gonna prepare for next week?
I'm gonna accept the challenge. I mean, I like when defenders try and play me man to man. That's when I can use my speed and stuff.
Right.
So I think I'm gonna take advantage of it. I don't really think I could be guarded one-on-one.
Right.
Well, thank you guys for coming in. Downtown Timmy Brown and E Boogie here with us in the studio. Thank you guys for coming in. We really appreciate having you guys, and good luck. They play Shepherd this Saturday at 12 o'clock. I'm pretty sure it's going to be on TV, just like the last Bloomsburg game was. So make sure you guys show your support. Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Starting things off with the men's basketball team, they defeated Bowie State University 109-97. Now, Paige, you have Troy Hagaday,
Right.
who scored a career-high 29 points, and RJ Griffin, who added with 23 points of his own. I was at the game. I was very impressed with how the boys played. They played very good. Everybody got a chance to show what they can do.
Really?
And I'm really impressed with Coach Blair's scheme. What do you think?
Well, looking at what you said, Troy had 29 points, but you said RJ had 23. Corey Blake had 18. Eddie Mitchell had 19. I mean, when you score 109 points, I mean, you expect different people to contribute in different ways. But I definitely think, that's huge. And pretty much they went on a 25-6 run. And in the second quarter, I mean, Troy had 11 of his 29 points going into that in that run. So, I mean, it was definitely huge for the Golden Rams. But, I mean, they were on fire. They were shooting their lights off with 54% from the field. I mean, what can you do if you're shooting over 50%, like you said? I mean, that's big.
Yeah. Also, just being at the game, the Rams, they controlled the game the whole way.
Okay.
They were winning the whole game. They kept Bowie State under reps, and I feel like they were going to have a little bit of trouble actually seeing the Bowie State players. They're a lot bigger than us in size-wise. But, I was really impressed on how the Rams, they were in control. And I really am, impressed on how they're going to, succeed throughout the whole rest of the season. And going to Millersville, they play their crosstown rival.
Absolutely. Wednesday, they play Millersville at 8 p.m., and that's a rival. This is a big game. Millersville always brings the heat. Now, switching gears, looking at women's sports, Westchester beat Holy Family 65-57. Now, Court, this was another big game. Holy Family is always, it's always a competitive game, and we always look forward to playing them.
Right.
Dallas Ely led the team with 23 points. She's the leading scorer now, leading with 16 points overall average. Ahead of now, Brittany Straczynski was number 1 before. Now she's number 2. So, I mean, it was a big game. Westchester pretty much led it the whole time, though. They had the tempo going ever since the beginning. They never looked back, and they never were behind at any point. Now, you had Kendall Benavie that came in. Kendall had 12 points, as well as Jasmine Clark. So they dished it in a couple points there, but it was pretty much a regular rotation for the Golden Rams.
Yeah, and I'm pretty comfortable how how the coaches facilitating the players, giving everybody equal amount of playing time and sharing the ball. Most importantly, and I feel the Rams are on a 4-game winning streak. They with the record of 4-2. So I feel like going into next week playing against Millersville University, I feel that I'm comfortable with how they'll be playing, and I feel like they'll get the win.
Well, Millersville is the rival. It's always been fun, and I always speak about my experience playing on the team. When we play Millersville, this is it. We get pumped because I mean, even though a lot of players that I play with have graduated, Millersville always has a good team, and they're going to come with everything they have. It's just like. It's just, I don't know how to explain. My coach and Coach Kane and the Millersville coach, we're good friends. So it's always like that competition that goes on when we play them. But, I mean, it's going to be another big game. And it's early in the season. We usually don't play PSAC teams this early in the year. Usually don't start till January. So to jump right into Millersville right away is definitely, a test for them early on. So that's going to be big. But I want to focus on Dallas. Dallas is a sophomore who last year came in starting. We had 2 units last year. I know if you guys are familiar, last year we played 5 in, 5 out. We rotated every 4 minutes in the game. But there's pretty much, the system is pretty much gone now. It's starting 5 and then
Right.
you rotate the players. So this
Yeah.
is something
Traditionally.
It's the traditional basketball, but Westchester shied away from that the last 2 years. So now it's back to traditional basketball. But Dallas is now starting in the top 5, and she's being the leading scorer now. Like I said, she's taking control. With them having no point guards, like we said.
Right.
I mean, she's controlling the ball. Her and Brittany are going back and forth. And she's just really having an all-around impressive game. So I just want to give congratulations to Dallas for really stepping up, leading the team as a sophomore.
Yeah,
you know?
and also, with Dallas Page, I feel like, having that 1 year under her belt, she got the experience, and it's time for her to take control of the team.
Yeah. I mean, they have a big class of sophomores.
Yeah.
Dallas, Britt Shazinski, and Jasmine Clark are strong guards that came in for the Golden Rams. And, I mean, they're going to be growing together. They're sophomores, and they're already taking up this big responsibility. So the Golden Rams, we're looking forward to play Millersville on Wednesday, and they'll be taking on the Marauders.
Now, switching over to the football field, the Philadelphia Eagles defeated the Arizona Cardinals 24-21. Deshaun Jackson went over 1,000 receiving yards for the 3rd time in his career. Very impressive. And LaShawn McCoy, he only had 78 rushing yards, but they came in crucial times of the game when the Eagles needed a first down. And, LaShawn McCoy is one of the best running backs in the league.
I mean, the Cardinals have a really good defense as well. So, I mean, he had the yards when they needed them, like you said. I mean, pretty much. But you had Ertz, who came in, as well as Selick, that had 2 touchdowns, for the 3 touchdowns for the Eagles. So, I mean, pretty much the Eagles came in, they did what they had to do. Nick Foles, again, so impressive. I mean, he's been key ever since he was named starter last week by Chip Kelly. He's came in, he's played his role.
Yeah.
He had no interceptions again, although this game he had a scare.
Right.
He did throw an interception, which he says was a huge mistake. He said he should have taken the sack instead of throwing the ball. He was really careless with the ball.
Right.
But they caught it back. There was a flag on the play. So he still has no interceptions for the season. I mean, this is huge. He continues to break records every week.
Yeah,
I
and,
mean, who's stopping him?
Right, and I'm a Michael Vick fan. I'm kind of, Foles is kind of growing on me.
He has
and,
to.
Yeah, and the Eagles are winning. So, if there's a saying, if it ain't broke, then don't fix it. So,
Right.
the Eagles are doing good. And
They're tied first with the Dallas Cowboys right now for first place in the NFC East. So, I mean, I'm liking it. I'm feeling the vibe.
Yeah.
I know everybody's excited around Philly because they didn't start off way too strong in the beginning.
Yeah.
They seem to have things on a roll. So I'm really looking forward to see what the Eagles are going to do for the rest of this season. Playoffs? I don't know. What do you think?
playoffs.
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm saying playoffs. I'm going to be optimistic here
Yeah.
and say that the Eagles might make it. So
With the continued success, I feel like the Eagles, they have to continue improving their defense. With Calvin Johnson, I feel like the Eagles may have to switch it up, do some zone schemes, throw a nutshell to the Lions offense and, contain Calvin Johnson because the Detroit Lions offense centers around him.
Okay.
So, playoffs, I don't know. We'll see.
I mean,
We'll
it may be
see.
too early to talk about it. I'm not really sure, but I know that it's something that the Philly fans are looking forward to. Why not have the Eagles in the playoffs? I mean,
Right.
be optimistic, Court. Well, we're just going to end the show right now. Thank you guys for tuning in to Sports Talk Live. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and also on Twitter. Tweet our show. We can get as many views as possible. And I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode of Sports Talk Live. Take it easy.